Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about episode 2 of this season's Summer House. If you haven't already seen my episode 1 recap, then go and watch that and then come back here and finish this video. So honestly, this week's episode was a little bit of fluff. It wasn't a lot going on. However, there were a couple of main things that I wanted to talk about. Let's first talk about Ciara and West, because I feel like that's going to be just a quick brief thing that I wanted to talk about. West, once again, is sort of wiggling his way out of the Ciara thing. I think he kind of even, I think, said something to, I don't remember if it was Jesse or Kyle. Jesse said that he was like, if you just like roll over and play dead, like it's not gonna go away. Like you have to acknowledge like what you've done sort of and like move past it with her, because this isn't gonna just go away if you're just like, oh, like I'm just a scared little boy, like I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just innocent. It's like, no, you have to like take accountability, deal with the consequences of your actions. Like you screwed somebody over who really cared about you and liked you, and you made her feel like you just threw her in the trash. Like, I think that West just really needs to just genuinely be like, I'm sorry. And I think they could move on, at least like in some capacity. It won't be perfect. Ciara will obviously always have beef with him, but like at least in some capacity you have to just acknowledge that you kind of fucked up and like move on. Because it just also is like so annoying to just he's kind of like letting Ciara sort of dig a grave or like make herself look bad by like, she's trying to acknowledge and like bring this up and like have it kind of be done, and he's just like playing the victim. It's gonna make Ciara look bad because it's gonna make it like seem like a one-sided fight and make her look like she's just angry and irrational for no reason when she has legitimate reason to be upset with him. So I'm just hoping he'll just at least figure out a way to like move on from this and just like acknowledge that you effed up. Like, it's not that hard. But the second part of what I really wanted to talk about in this episode was the Carl Lindsay baby situation. I think I forgot to mention this in my last video too, but like the timeline of Lindsay like getting married and getting pregnant, I think I did mention this because in my last video I said something about this situation feels very weird and forced and like kind of icky, because Lindsay just like made it a PR move. She just was like doing that weird like video of her dumping out the champagne and putting like Martinelli's in there or whatever to hide that she was pregnant, then making her baby announcement a sponsored ad or whatever for Clear Blue. I just was like, that's weird. Like, why are you doing this? You're not like Kim Kardashian or whatever. Like, it's just, that's just weird. And it just feels like very forced. It feels like she's trying to like make it out like she's doing better. She doesn't need Carl, all of that. And sure enough, I feel like when Carl comes into the house, he tried to like talk to her or whatever. And Carl was just like, whether it's genuine or not, obviously like these two people, I don't know what they're like in real life. I can only go off of what I see on like TV. So like, I don't know what they're like other than that. It seemed to me like Carl was genuinely trying to be like, I know things ended badly, but like, I'm happy for you and like, you're getting what you want. And the whole Lindsay thing of like she was being so dismissive and rude to him. And I'm like, I get you're mad, but like you're like moved on. You're with a new man. You're having a baby. It's like, why do you have to like keep this beef up? Like, it's just, I know it happened like not too long ago, but clearly you've moved on in some capacity, right? Because they're having a baby with a different man. So one would think we're over it a little bit, When she kind of brought up that it flashed back to the summer before where her and Carl were talking about, or her specifically, she was talking about having a baby that next summer, and her being like, yeah, I got what I wanted. I was like, oh, I was like, so this is a stunt. I mean, I know she wants a baby, like I get that, but like definitely there was purposeful movement of like, we're gonna lock somebody down and I'm gonna be pregnant by next summer. Like you said that last summer, and now you're like, oh, so I'm gonna find a man, I'm gonna get pregnant with this baby, and I'm gonna show Carl that like I don't need him because I'm still having a baby and I'm having a kid with or without him. That to me was so like, you are like, that is so weird. That is just so weird to try to like prove to your ex-fiance that you were like, oh, I'm doing better than you. I don't need you. Like, I'm still having another man's baby. That is so weird. It just proved to me that Lindsay is like she is so, I don't know. It's really, she only does it to herself. Like, I don't feel like at this point Carl's like, okay, have a baby. Like, sure, whatever. She's doing all this stuff behind the scenes. Like, she's choreographing this whole thing. And it's like, for what? Like, nobody cares. It's like, what are you, I don't know. It's just, it's so weird to me. I'm like, I don't know who you're doing this performance for, but it's really for nobody but your own enjoyment. So I hope you're having fun, because nobody else really cares. Like, okay, have a baby, who cares? It just to me is like, if you just have a baby with this other man, and then like, you know, that can be the gotcha to Carl. It doesn't have to be like, you have to show him and you have to do all these videos and you have to X, Y, and Z. It's like, just be happy. Just do you, be happy. And like, that will be your revenge. You don't need to like, be like, see, I'm pregnant now. Like, I don't know. It feels forced, feels fake, feels weird. I don't know. Don't just like, girls, like, let me just tell you out there, don't just have a baby to get back at your man. Do it because you really want to do it. Don't just do it to get back at somebody else. That's such a big life decision. And like I said, I know Lindsay has wanted a baby, but that is such a big life decision just to do it to be backstabbing. You know what I mean? Just to do it for revenge is really weird. Like, kids are a lifelong commitment. It's not something you do as a revenge plot. Other than that, I really don't feel like there was much else that I can think of that happened. Like I said, I felt like a lot of fluff in this episode, just kind of a filler episode till next time. We'll see. I will say the one thing that was weird, they normally always have a 4th of July party, and I don't think they did, unless I'm forgetting, or maybe it's next week. I'm not really sure. So it was kind of weird, because usually they're there like the weekend before 4th of July, or like that weekend, that Saturday's 4th of July, but I think 4th of July was on Friday. I don't know. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It is also interesting to me that so far the only people have really gone out at night have been the boys. Like, none of the girls, I don't even think the new girls have really gone out and partied with anybody. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Like I said, didn't have much to say because there wasn't much in this episode. Those were just the main points that I wanted to cover. But that's all I really wanted to talk about because, like I said, it's kind of a filler episode, so wasn't much to talk about. But we'll see in episode 3 what happens, and I'll see you next time. Bye!